It is no longer just BMWs in the workshop. 1953 Riley, not mine, Vince's. And when I say 1953 Riley, what I mean is what's left of one. Rough doesn't begin to cover it. But he's got big plans for this machine. I'll let him explain them at some point. Anyway, time to crack on. And there's a slightly crusty steering rack. Not as crusty as I thought, actually. I think that'll clean up all right with some new track rod ends. Got this cover off, didn't break anything. The studs were just mounted in these threaded holes. Got this cable disconnected. It means I'll lose this. If I give this away with the engine, I'll lose this bung, but it saves me cutting those wires. And I can always 3D print something to go in that hole, no problem. Found the lifting eye on the back, so I've got a chain hooked up on there, ready for lifting at that end. I think there's probably still some stuff around the back to be disconnected, but not a lot. Down the front here, anti-roll bar nearly off. Needs a little bit more surgery at that end because as you can tell, it's all pretty crusty. So may cut that one off, may try and get the gun on it. We shall see. I think all this is going to need replacing. Save that knuckle, but other than that, no point trying to save that that shock, I don't think. You can see I've been exploring the rust a little bit. Ugh. That sill's not in great shape. And well, actually the metal underneath's pretty solid, but the end's very crusty, so the outer sill's going to need some welding. I actually think the inner sill's reasonably solid. So, you know, I knew it was bad. No great shock there, really. Right, much wrestling and swearing. Those bolts are all out. Next step, if you can see this. Get the camera up here. I'll be a no. Anyway, somewhere up above this heat shielding is the shifter, which I need to disconnect. So, found the other lifting eye. Yeah. It's hooked up, ready to go. Out the back, bit more heat shielding off. More liners. Move these lights out of the way. Prop shaft, anti-roll bar, steering rack. So productive, but not quite as productive as Vince over here. Who's taken a Riley to pieces with a crowbar. I shouldn't say that, I'll upset the Riley fans. But you can see up close just how rough this is. But there are plans afoot. That'll do for today. Good progress, you can tell by the muck on my face. And yeah, next step, fuel lines off, engine out. Body off, new body. It's not sure if this is the middle of Storm Dudley or the aftermath of Storm Dudley. But as you may be able to predict, it's another wet day in the north. I'm in the EV, the 300. I'm on my way to the garage. I've blocked out pretty much a full day. It's about 20 past 9 in the morning now. I've got until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get some progress on the EVGT, on the workshop itself, and maybe do a little bit of work on the 300 as well. I'd really like to get the PP detect chip, or board, which is mounted in a slightly awkward place. I'd like to get that off so I can start wiring that up and not have to leave the key in when I'm charging anymore. That would be very useful. I'd like to maybe swap the wheels over, put the nice wheels from the GT onto the 300. It's got some good tyres on it as well. Not that the tyres on this one are bad, but you know, the wheels are pretty. But more importantly, I want to get the workshop ready for all the next steps. So move the workbenches / shelves around now that Vince is in. And I'd like to get the whiteboard up so I can do some scribbling. Not least so I can list all the incredible number of jobs I've still got to do and all the number of parts I still need to buy, clean, restore, whatever it may be for the GT. And get the final bits disconnected so that the engine can come out of the GT. Maybe lift it out today, probably not, we shall see. It's very, very close though. Fuel lines need to be disconnected. Other than that, there's not a lot left. I've got the chains hooked up on the balancing arm. Speed bumps are not fun in this thing. And yeah, so maybe start lifting it out today. First I'll need to get changed. Dressed for the day job. Which, you know, I have done a fair bit of this morning. I was on the radio at 5:45. Unfortunately, radio these days also means a camera, even if it's only a webcam. So a little tour over here. Obviously got the whiteboard up now. You may not have been able to see past the bonnet of the GT, or future GT, is I got my spanners up on the wall as well. Nice and neat, a bit more accessible. So yeah, whiteboard here for scribbling, which is nice. And then tools. So I've split the racking into 3 parts. Well, racking comes in 3 parts. Tools on this end and workbench, so close to the car. And new parts. Actually, new parts will go down the bottom as well. There's already some bits there for the GT, which actually some for the Z300 as well, which I'll show. Middle is definitely my workbench. I'll sort out some lighting for there so I can work on stuff. And then parts that have been removed from the car, all here, stacked up. Nice and neat. Still got a load of rubbish in the corner here to get rid of. Waiting for Biffa, who've taken over that contract, apparently, to come and get that bin. But yeah, I'm much happier with it now. Worth the investment of this morning. Putting the GT dismantling on pause for a little bit just to get things really organised. And right, it's approaching lunchtime. Might go and get myself a butty and a cup of tea, and then crack on with taking the engine out, or progress towards anyway. I know I've been saying that a lot. I keep saying engine out, engine out, engine out. So many things you have to disconnect. Anyway, we'll get there. Down here, last of the oil's draining out. I'm going to drain the gearbox oil as well. Minimise weight, but also means they won't make as much of a mess when I transport it home to use it to make up the adapter plate for the new motor for the 300. And up there, you can see couple of clamped off fuel hoses, 3 in total, return line and 2 inbound lines. And with those done, I can't see an awful lot more that might hold this engine in. So let's get the mounts undone and start to get that crane in place. I've nipped up all the bolts on the crane for those safety-minded viewers who remember that it was all a bit loose before. And off we go. So the engine's lifted, the engine mounts are undone. I found one thing I've forgotten already, which is a earthing strap, which I'm just about to undo. I think there may be some coolant pipes that I need to remove here. Or is it a vacuum pipe actually? I may just cut that. I think you can see maybe some wiring as well, but as it starts to slide out, that should be easier to get to. Bit more progress. Gearbox is fully released at the back. Not seeing anything else holding it in. I'll stick the camera on a tripod and see if we can get the moment of de-icing. So my phone randomly decided to stop recording. So all my narration of the removal of this engine you've mostly missed, including my screw-ups. I missed a few things. I forgot to disconnect the throttle cable, so I ended up clipping that. The shifter got stuck, and actually part of that snapped. Not that it's a big issue because I'm not going to be using a shifter in this car. I don't think it did any damage to anything else, the gearbox, the engine, anything else, which is good. And I missed one vacuum hose, which I've been mentioning throughout this video, I think, depending on how the edit comes out, and still managed to miss it. Anyway, de-iced. One de-iced Z3. Engine bay, well, I need to say it needs a good cleanup. It's not just dark in there because it's not lit, it's dark because it's utterly filthy. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that. Don't really want to get a jet washer out in the garage. Can't really take it out onto the car park outside and do it. Well, maybe I can. We shall see. But given how mucky it's going to be, the neighbours might not appreciate that. There we go. One big 6-pot lump. So I'm going to get that tucked up on some blocks so I can strip some bits off it. Not sure what I'm going to do with the wiring loom yet. I may sell that with the engine. I may keep parts of it. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to keep the ECU and spoof the engine signals or just do away with it. I'll probably just do away with it, to be honest, and make up my own, something to control the dash, which I still haven't done for the 300, but anyway. De-iced. So I've done a quick tidy up, and just before I leave for the day, I thought I'd swap the wheels from the GT onto the 300. I think they're 17s rather than 16s, and I have to say they look really nice, even on this tatty old thing. Slightly uneven ride height there. Probably need to look at that. What's it look like from the front? Yeah, not quite balanced, but that's a job for another day. So lots of improvements for the workshop today. Got my shelves up, got my workbench sorted. Still needs a bit more light in here maybe, but that's good. Got the engine out. We've de-iced the GT. Ooh, hello, down here. And also as a little treat, swap the wheels across to the 300 as well, which I'm really pleased with. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of progress, a lot of progress actually this week. Going to take a little break now, half term and stuff, so probably won't get back here for a week or so, probably slightly more. But then, new body's going to arrive. The 300 body should be here week of the 28th of February. So I'll post some pics and stuff on Instagram as soon as that arrives. Hello, come over here. I'll post some pics and stuff on Instagram. I'm at Book of the Future on there and on Twitter if you want to follow me elsewhere. And yeah, as soon as I can start playing with that and get that body on there as a bit of a test fit, start getting some headlights in and things, then yeah, the better. Although I have to say, this engine bay, oh, I can't manipulate this thing. There we go. This engine bay needs a really good clean. So I'll be attacking that with degreaser at some point. Maybe stripping it right back for a really good clean, we shall see. Anyway, I was starting to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see the rest of this project, the EVGT and the coming upgrades on the 300, then please do like and subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comments as well. I'm really enjoying interacting with people on the comments. We're now at 226 subscribers, I think, as of this morning, which is fantastic. I'm really pleased with that. You're pushing on for 1,000 this year, I think is a good aim. So yeah, thanks for watching, like and subscribe and all that, and yeah, bye bye till next time.